Hey everyone, we're recording a Zendikar Rising Premier Draft on MTG Arena. It is a little early. It is just before 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so it may be tough to find enough people to fill the draft to get it firing, but it looks like we're only one short, and never underestimate the allure of a nice draft at any time of day for a dedicated limited player. So it looks like we are ready to go, and let's see how this works. All right, Lotus Cobra is our rare, which I have no idea if this is a great card in Zendikar Draft. My guess is no, because you can't really do any super busted things with it. I could be dead wrong, so this may be a foolish pick. If we didn't have Marasa Sproutling, which I know is an excellent card, like this is great as a 3/3 early, great as a 3/3 that draws you a card late. Lotus Cobra, kind of an anemic draw later on. Yeah, neither of them have a good creature type, but you can't, basically this one's, the Marasa Sproutling's creature type is Kicker, which is an excellent tribe in and of itself. No removal spells, nothing all that interesting. So yeah, we'll go with the Sproutling and see where it takes us. Probably the best modal double-face card in Umara Wizard. Again, no removal. The Pack Beast is fine, but if we're going to end up in Kicker deck, we don't really care about creature types all that much anyway. This is a fine card in the Kicker deck. Yeah, nothing spectacular to, get us off of the power of a modal double-face card, so we will just take the Umara Wizard. It works perfectly fine. Like even in a non-wizard deck, just as a 4/3 that doubles as a land early is fine in the blue-green Kicker deck. And again, nothing all that alluring elsewhere in the pack. So I'm happy with. Obviously we wish there was something incredibly strong. Oh, speaking of incredibly strong, that is interesting. So that is kind of late. I'm a little distressed because that's an excellent double-face card. That's an excellent, just powerful card flat out. If we had a really good Kicker card somewhere in here, I might suggest we take that. A little worried that we're not, there's no other even decent, I guess the Outrider's okay, but no other Clerics. Then again, we haven't passed any either. Like Rabbit Bite's good, Kazandu Stomper is good, but the sheer, like when this deck comes together, it's absolutely nuts. So we'll just take this to see. Like getting this third is kind of a signal, so we'll just start with that and see how it goes. Not sure, like this player's a bit behind. I'm not sure if they're unexperienced drafter. Well, okay. Yeah, no Clerics. Like Blood Beckoning's fine in this deck, but it's not really the tentpole card, or like the. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like it's not a strong signal that Clerics is open, whereas this. Like, this was arguable, the tripping over my words here. This is arguably good enough as my first pick. Definitely good enough as a fourth pick. Yeah, over nothing all that great. Jwari Disruption's not a good, not the best modal double face card. So we'll just double Kicker into Riptide. I mean, I think we're supposed to be going towards Kicker. Angel Heart Protector's a decent cleric, but not a great one. And this, let's see. Mediocre removal spell. Florahedron's okay. It's not, I don't know. Other people value this more highly than I do. That might be a mistake on my part, but I think this is just suggesting we're supposed to be in the Kicker deck. So we'll pick this up. Hope to get some Into the Royals and other good instant speed. Instant speed Kicker cards. I think I do take this though, because not, going Risen Riptide turn 3, this turn 4 is a great start. It finds 2 lands to just get the later kicker cards just going ham. Taunting Arbor Mage is good, but the flexibility this provides, like early drop to get a land, fix your colors, cheap thing late. Like this is still just a 2/3 if you kick it. You only want it in a board stall, whereas this is good at most stages. Again, not seeing anything great. Like maybe we should be in Warriors, but we'll take that card and still continue down the kicker train. Yeah, neither of these are great in the Warriors deck. Tazim Raptor is good. Right. Like nothing huge, but we do have a good kicker card. This is fine, but if we can get any way to accelerate it out or anything like that, what can we get with the Royal Mage? It is an early 2-drop. Right now it can only get Reclaim the Wastes, but if we can pick up even a single into the Royal or anything like that, we'll be happy we have it. We can play it early, pick it up with Marasa Sproutling, and go from there. Still nothing great, although seeing a lot of green cards, so I think green is a color we're supposed to be in. I don't mind like extra Sentinels in this deck, like just as great ways to hold the fort early. Big beefy blockers, attackers late. Like yeah, maybe we want a Dauntless Survivor to. Why not? Why the hell not? Yeah. As a 3-mana 2/3 flying blocker, that card's perfectly fine. Nissa Zendikar is whatever. Yeah. We'll take a late stomp. Like green is definitely the color we're supposed to be in. That is a very late stomper. Believe it or not, I think we want the Snarecaster. Just because of a creature type in case we get any party stuff. Flying defense is always good. Wow. I mean, yeah. Both of these are good, but I want the double face card that's harder to come by. All right, and sorry, Cleric of Lifespawn, you are going in the bin. Yeah, Swarm Shambler provides a good bit of power. Not a great way to get 1/1 tokens on a bunch of our stuff, so Skyclave Sentinel will come into play with a bunch of them once we get it kicked. This is a great turn 1 play. Like, drop this turn 1, buff it turn 2. It is a perfectly reasonable start to a limited game. Yeah, Rabbit Bite's good, Broken Wings is good. A little sad to pass them because we do need some ways to deal with our opponent's creatures, but I do like Swarm Shambler quite a bit, so we'll snag it. Maybe hope to get some +1/+1 counters along the way. Nothing terribly exciting. I did say I wanted some instant speed kicker cards, but these go pretty late. We already have, like, am I just supposed to take Florahedron? Because I think anything else, I'm not super excited about this. That's just, we can make it a 4/5. I don't think we're going to be splashing anything. As much as I like these cards, we can get them late, and this can help us accelerate out to our, our better cards much later. In kicker, we'll never say no to a little extra mana, so let's go with that. Oh, my friend. My dear, dear friend. But the ambush might be better as a removal spell, as a land. Like, we have some beefy boys. Like, dealing 3 damage to something isn't anything to turn your nose up at. I do like the squid, but I think we can pick one up later. And the flexibility and the power of the green the modal double-faced cards in general, and the green ones especially. I'll snap that up. All right, this is interesting. Stomper is, maybe it is another Stomper. Because we have how many? We have 1, 2, although this isn't great. 1, so we have 2 really powerful modal double face cards. We have a wizard and a rogue for like the 5/5. Yeah, I think we'll take a Stomper. I think we're accelerating our mana consistently enough. Wow. All right. I mean, if we're going to get past these very excellent MDFCs, like, we're not going to turn our nose up at them. I would like some stuff that helps us out with the kicker portion of it more. Maybe the person to our left is also in that deck, but I don't know. We've got some pretty decent, like, we've got a little more power than synergy right now, which is fine. You know, you take what you can get. You know, and even if this is only triggered by casting these, I'm happy with that. Meanwhile, this is a way to get an early play that can also get some surprise counters on the Skyclave Sentinels. Ugh, I don't think I can take a third one of these. We could use some 4-drops, decent bodies, but what do we have for removal? Ambush, that's it. Yeah, I think I want to get the Broken Wings. We'll be able to pick up Cascade Seers later. But as a way to deal with flyers, yeah, I guess. The alternatives, there's not many. I'm not seeing many. I don't know. There's like no huge flashing light bulb cards that we're getting, but I mean, sure, absolutely. Happy to see a Rabid Bite. Another Broken Wings. Maybe I just want a Colossus as just like a huge dude. Although we don't have a ton of party. We already have those. I think I'll take another one of these. And there we go. There's our Cascades here. Perfectly fine. Yeah, I mean, we're not seeing great kicker cards, but we're seeing great cards in our colors come super late, so I'm not going to turn my nose up at it. Okay. So no. So what could this turn into? I think if we copied this, it would come into play with the counters on it, but I'm not entirely sure. That said, Seafloor Stalker is just a great card. Now, but a 3-mana, like a 3-mana Stomper, another thing to play early to pick up with Stomper. I do love the Seafloor Stalker, something immense, but I like the flexibility that the Mimic provides us. That's not a great card in Limited. Another Rogue. We only have one other Rogue, and we might not play it in the Snarecaster. I think I'm supposed to take Might of Marasa here to trigger the Riptides as a surprise, although this as an early blocker is pretty good, and I think we'll be able to get a Might later in the game. Rolling Regrowth, don't really care about that. We do want lands, but we don't need landfall triggers. I'll take the Squid. Maybe I'm supposed to take the Might of Marasa, but we'll take Squidward there. No. If I had any other black cards to splash for this, I'd consider playing it, but as it stands, we do not. So I think I'd take a Rabid Bite and just hope to go, Sproutling and be able to deal 3 damage to anything. This is our second Rabid Bite too. That's fine. This is kind of tricky. I think I want to take the Fortification. Again, more things to pick up with our Stomper. A way to put a surprise counter on the Sentinel. Canopy Bailout is okay, but I don't think that's quite what this deck is doing, or I think we're happy to pick up one of those. Alright, there's a Taunting Arbor Mage we can snag. Not the best kicker card, but it's a body, and it can break through board stalls. I think like kicking this with 2 Risen Riptides. Whoops! Oh, don't want to do that. There we go. All right, now we may want to consider the Colossus. Maybe I should be valuing the Scythe Cap more highly, but I think we just want, we have ways to ramp our mana. We just want things to do with it. And big stuff to bite their creatures or hit them with a colony ambush, things like that. Shell Shield might be the pick here. Instant speed, kicker cards, plus a way to mess with combat. I think, as much as I love Visionary, I think this is what we need to grab. Because the the ability to trigger, I thought for a second this might have been the Royal Mage's Familiar, but the ability to trigger Risen Riptides at instant speed is really, really strong. But speaking of strong, third Marasa Sproutling, very strong as well. Okay, I think here we'll pick up Mrs. Zendikar. I think this is our first one too. Yeah, a 4-drop, sort of. Like it's a 4/4 that comes into play tapped, so 4/4 haste. Yeah, now we'll take our Might of Marasa. Happy to do so. Nothing we care about. I guess there's a non-zero chance we play that. Don't really care about hate drafting. Yep. Okay. So how do we build this darn thing? Let's see here. So how many MDFCs do we have? 1, 2, 3, 7. That's insane. All right, so 11 over our count. So what? Oh, that shouldn't be in there. Okay, it's easy first cut. All right, we'll get rid of that. Hmm. 10 cards. We could cut 10 lands, but I don't think that's the right way to go. So now that we have 2 Rabid Bites. Oh, I thought I got rid of that. Maybe I got rid of something else. Yeah, we don't need the Snarecaster. Did I have 2 of them? No? Oh, Reclaim the Wastes. You get back in there. Royal Mage. A little too low on turn 2 plays to want to get rid of this anything we have here. What instant speed kicker cards do we have? Shell Shields and Might of Marasa. That's it. Maybe we get rid of 1 Risen Riptide. Maybe get rid of a Broken Wings. Maybe we get rid of a Colossus. Yeah, we have a lot of creatures that don't have relevant creature types. We have a Wizard, a Warrior, a Wizard, a Wizard, a Wizard. Yeah, alright, we'll get rid of that. Now that we have... There we go. Now that we have Rabid Bites, which is a punch instead of a fight, I'm not as worried about losing, Colony Ambush causing us to lose a creature. So if we get rid of 9 lands, where will that leave us? Maybe we also want to get rid of the Zendikar. Because it's a fine card, and I like it because it's a 5-drop, but we already have like 3 really good 5-drop plays with, Marasa Sproutling. Like it can get back Reclaim, a Royal Mage that died, a Might that we spent early, Skyclave Sentinel we blocked with early. Yeah, I don't think we need the Zendikar. Like it would be nice, kind of cute to turn this into a 4/4 and then get back one of our modal double face cards, but we already have 2 ways to do that with the Stomper, and I don't think it's quite strong enough. It does kind of hurt to get rid of a creature, but what do we have for creatures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then the wizard, the mimic, and these are more, you don't really count these as creatures. They're mana accelerants, and not much else. Okay, so we are currently at 24 lands, cut 8. I guess I gotta get rid of a few more cards. Math was a little bit off there. Maybe we get rid of 1 Broken Wings. So we have decent flying defense with the Sentinels. And we already have 2 Rabid Bites. Maybe we're supposed to cut. So if we cut a Riptide and a Broken Wings in 6 lands. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's 18 lands. Plus a Reclaim the Wastes. Maybe we want 1 more. So this is 18 lands and a bunch of spells. Do we get rid of the Cascades here? Because it's not really doing a ton. Not super enthused about getting rid of creatures. But I don't know what the alternative is. Maybe just another Broken Wings? Maybe a Risen Riptide. Like, the card is cute, but we only have 2. Yeah, I think we have to get rid of the Riptide, unfortunately. With 2 Rabid Bites and a Colony Ambush, like, we want stuff that doesn't need help to eat our opponent's creatures. We only have Shell Shield and Might of Marasa as instant speedways to trigger it, so I think that's the direction we go. We have 1, 2, 3, so we only have 4. 4 blue cards, mostly green, a little bit of double green. Alright, so we need to add 1 land. If we add an island, that'll be 6, 7, 8, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 6 of each. Alright, get our fancy lands in there. Sorry if my clicking is obnoxious. I've been told that it gets picked up very loud on the mic, though. I'm using my USB instead of the built-in laptop mic, so it should be decent. Yeah, so sorry for the poor audio quality. I'm just using my very simple setup that I have here. But there is our deck. I have no idea if I built it properly. Those are the leftovers that we could have fit in there. I'd love to hear what you all think of the deck, but that's what I'm going to go with, and we'll see how it turns out. So I'll see you in round 1.